Nice to meet you. I'm Khatar Choktai, and you're watching my YouTube channel, School of Advanced Chemistry. I'm going to explain 5070 May June 2024 1 2 variant. I mean, O level chemistry paper 1 2 variant, May June 2024. Let's get started. Paper 1 multiple choice question, May June 2024, 1 hour time interval and 40 marks, 1 mark for one question, 40 questions, 40 mark. Question number 1. In which physical change are both exothermic? Basically, physical change may be an endothermic or physical change may be an exothermic. So which one physical change is exothermic? Physical change is usually exothermic if that change is going to make the more solid physical state, the more stronger physical state. I mean, whenever we are going to move from gas to liquid, it's an exothermic, and when liquid to the solid, again, that is exothermic. So in this way, this conversion is exothermic process. Condensation is gas to liquid, yes. Evaporation is the reverse, liquid to gas, no. Evaporation and the melting, basically evaporation is not exothermic, melting is not exothermic as well. It's going to change from solid to liquid back. Freezing is the changing of liquid into solid state. There, yes, it is exothermic. Condensation is change of gas into the liquid state. Yes, it is exothermic. So C is the correct option. Question number 1, C is the correct option. Question number 2. What is tap water? Basically, we know water is H2O and it's a compound. And tap water is also having salts plus element like oxygen, and sometime it may be chlorine, that is also an element, and so on. So number 1, tap water is a just compound? No. Basically, it is a mixture of different substances. A mixture of compound and elements, yes, it is true. It's a compound, and this is an element. Mixture of elements, no, because water is compound, and an element, absolutely not. So A is the correct option. So B is the correct option. Question number 3. In which pair of particle is sum of their charges equal to 0? Second, the sum of their masses almost the same as 1/12 of the mass of the atom carbon 12. A, B, C, and D. 4 options as per the usual one. So, one electron that is having relatively -1 charge, one neutron that is having relatively 0 charge. One electron in second option -1 charge, one proton relatively +1 charge. C, one neutron 0 charge, one proton relatively +1, two neutrons mean plus two neutrons mean 0 charges. First of all, where are the 0 sum? Here the sum is equal to -1, so it is wrong. Here the sum is equal to 0, it may be the correct one. Here the sum is equal to +1, again it's wrong. And here the sum is equal to 0, sum for the charges, so it may be correct. So as far as the charges are concerned, either B or D may be the correct option. Now the next thing is which one is having the mass that is equal to the 1/12 of the mass of carbon 12. Its mass is equal to 1. 1 12th of 12 mean the answer should be equal to 1. 1 gram, 1 AMU, I mean. So here I'm check it over here. The mass of proton is equal to 1 and the mass of electron is negligible, that is 1 over 840, so I'm taking it 0. It's negligible, for example. So answer is equal to 1. In this case, 2 neutron, each neutron mass is equal to 1 and there are 2 neutrons, so the mass will be equal to 2. So it not must be equal to 2, it should be equal to 1, then it will be equal to 1/12 of the mass of the carbon-12. So B is the correct option. Come towards question number 4. An element has two isotopes of relative isotopic masses X and X plus 2. The diagram shows the composition of atom in the sample of an element. So this is the overall composition of two isotopes. One is X, another one is X plus 2. What is the relative atomic mass of the sample of the element? So first of all, I'm going to write the formula of relative atomic mass. The formula of relative atomic mass is mass of an element multiplied by its abundance or percentage abundance, you can say, plus, this is for one isotope, plus same is the case for other isotope. So, and divide by, if I'm taking percentage, then divide by 100, or the sum of numbers of abundance. So mass of one isotope, let's suppose it is X, into its abundance, plus mass of other isotope, let's suppose it is X plus 2, multiply by its abundance, divided by the sum of total abundance over here, and that is the basically mass that is called average mass. So can you count the number of X? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So X mass is equal to X of one isotope multiplied by 9, that is 9 in number, plus the other isotope, that is X plus 2, its mass is X plus 2 and its number is 1, 2, 3. They are 3 in number at the moment, 3. Divided by 3 plus 9, that is equal to 12. So it will be 9x plus, if I'm going to multiply by 3 with X plus 2, so it is 3x plus 6 divided by 12. Overall, the answer is 12x, 9 plus 3 plus 6 over 12. I can write this expression like that: 12x over 12 plus 6 over 12. So that is equal to x, and that is equal to 1 by 2, x plus 1 by 2. X plus 0.5 or 1 by 2. So overall answer of AR is equal to x plus 1 by 2, and A is the correct option. Question number 5. Which molecule has only 4 electrons involved in covalent bonding? So only 4 electrons involved mean, first of all, we will draw Lewis diagram. Cl2, 2 chlorine atom, and they are making one bond with each other. So Cl, there is a single bond, and here are only 2 electrons. CO2, 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. Carbon valency is equal to 4, so carbon will make 4 bond, and each oxygen will make 2 bond. So around oxygen there must be 2 bonds, and here they are, and around carbon there should be 4 bonds, and here they are. So 2 electrons, 2 electrons, 2 electrons, 2 electron. Each bond, each line is equal to 2 electrons. They are constituting, or they are having basically, are the 2 electrons are making one bond, one covalent bond. So here are 8 electrons, not 4. Again, it's incorrect. It's incorrect. It's incorrect. Now come towards C. H2S, one hydrogen, sulfur, and other hydrogen. Here are two lone pairs. I mean, sulfur is contributing 1 electron over here, hydrogens 1 electron over here, sulfur 1 over here, and 1 electron of each over here. So total 2 electrons over here in this covalent bond, 2 electrons in this covalent bond. So total number of bond is equal to 4. And yes, C is the correct option answer. However, in N2, there is N triple bond. So 2, 2, 2, overall 6 electrons are over here in covalent bonding. So it is confirmed that C is the correct option. Question number 6. The melting point and the boiling point of the 4 compound W, X, Y, and Z are given in the table. So this line is for W, this melting point, boiling point for X, and for Y, for Z, and so on. The 4 compounds are silicon dioxide, or silicon 4 oxide, ethane, bromine, and carboxylic acid of the formula that is having C16H32O2. Which row identifies W, X, Y, and Z? Here, which one is the silicon dioxide and which one is ethane, vagara, vagara. The highest melting point is over here, that's for Y, and it is indicating that this substance is having giant structure, giant covalent structure. So it may be the diamond, it may be the silicon dioxide, it may be the graphite, and so on. So Y is basically silicon dioxide, and either C or D may be the correct option. Now come toward the next other options. Basically ethane, bromine, and carboxylic acid. This ethane is a gas. Bromine is the liquid basically. Most of the component, most of the specimen, most of the sample of the bromine is in liquid at room temperature. And we don't know exactly what about the carboxylic acid is, as it is having 16 carbon at the moment. So among these two, especially ethene and bromine, so I can say that it's a gas. So it's ethene, it should be Z, because it is having low melting and low boiling point, and it's a gas. So Z is basically ethane. It's a ethane. So once again, I'm moving towards option. Either C or D may be the correct option. Come towards bromine, and here now there are the two contestants left behind, X and W. X and W. So the melting point of the X is -7. This thing indicate that this substance should be liquid at room temperature, and bromine is definitely a liquid at room temperature, and it is having some fumes as well. So X should be the bromine because of its low melting point. And here are 16 carbon atom, so it cannot be the melting point in minus answer, or in minus integer. So for bromine it should be X, and obviously there is only one remaining option, that is W, and W is the more melting point, more boiling point, so it will be carboxylic acid. The second thing is they both are simple covalent molecule, and I can find, or I can calculate the total number of total electrons in Br2, and again total number of electrons in this acid, total electrons, so in carboxylic acid, and which one is having the more number of electron, it is having more strong intermolecular forces. On behalf of intermolecular forces, we can also check the nature of melting point or boiling point. So once again, it is having more number of electron than the electrons in Br2. So it will be more, having the solid physical state. Most of the bromine is in form of liquid. Some of its sample is in form of gaseous state. So it will be having less melting point. So X for bromine and W for carboxylic acid. Overall, D is the correct option. Question number 7. What is the formula of zinc oxide? Zinc is not a transition element. It is making only 2 positive charge, and oxygen is having 2 negative charge on it. Minus plus will be cancelled out. These two numbers are equal. They will also be cancelled out. And so we are having simply ZNO, zinc oxide. So here it is. B is the correct option. Question number 8. Which statement is correct? If the relative formula mass of hydrated sodium carbonate Na2CO3 is 286, then X is equal to 8. Let me check. Sodium carbonate Na2CO3 dot 10. If X is equal to 10, then I can write 10 over here, 10 H2O. Now what is its MR? For sodium, its MR AR is equal to 23 into 2 plus 1 carbon 12 and 3 oxygen 16 into 3 plus 10 of water and mass of 1 molecule, mass of 1 mole of H2O, not 1 molecule, is equal to 18. So what is the overall answer? And the overall sum or the answer is equal to 286. Yes. So it is correct that when I'm going to put X is equal to 10, then the mass is equal to 286. It's correct. So it is confirmed that A is the correct option. Obviously, the other option will not be correct. You can check them by yourself. Question number 9. In a volumetric experiment, 25 centimeter cube of 0.1 mole per dm cube sodium hydroxide react exactly with a 20 centimeter cube of dilute sulfuric acid. Here is the equation. 2 mole of NaOH, 1 mole of sulfuric acid is going to react with to make salt and water. What is the concentration of the dilute sulfuric acid? Whenever you are going to solve any question that is from acid-base titration, then you can use this formula. C1 multiplied by V1 over N1, that is equal to C2 into V2 over N2. This portion may be taken for acid and this right hand side may be taken for a base or alkali. So acid, the concentration of acid is to be calculated. So C1 multiplied by, what is the volume of acid V1? It's 20 divided by, what is the volume of acid in equation? That is N1. N1 is the number of mole or the volume of a gas in the equation. Here, what is the number of mole of this H2SO4 in the equation? That is equal to 1. Is equal to C2. C2 is the concentration of base, sodium hydroxide 0.1. What is the V2 volume of the base? That is 25. And what is the number of mole of the base in equation, in balanced equation? It's 2. So I'm putting 2 over here, or I can write 2 into 20 over here. So overall, by making the simplification, by doing this calculation, the answer is equal to A. Now come toward the next question, question number 10. The equation for reaction between ammonium chloride and calcium hydroxide is shown. Ammonium chloride, 2 mole of ammonium chloride is going to react with 1 mole of calcium hydroxide to make 2 mole of Na3, 1 mole of CaCl2 and 2 mole of H2O. 10.7 gram of ammonium chloride and 14.8 gram of calcium hydroxide are mixed and warmed. 10 gram of calcium chloride is obtained from this reaction. What is the percentage yield of calcium chloride? As it is a yield, basically it is a product, so he is asking to find the percentage yield. MR are given, 4 options are given. So percentage yield, I'm going to apply the formula of percentage yield. The percentage yield is equal to basically experimental yield and calculated yield multiply by 100. So this given answer is experimental yield. Experimentally, he has said that 10 gram of calcium chloride has been obtained. So what is the answer? 10 divided by the calculated yield. I'm going to find, and here is the 100 of formula. So I'm going to find the answer of calculated yield. How much CaCl2 should be there? So for this, I'm going to use unitary method. Number one, 10.7 gram of ammonium chloride and 14.8 gram of calcium hydroxide are mixed. I'm going to change this gram into moles. So 10.7 divided by 53.5 gram by mR, and that is equal to the mole of, that will be equal to the mole of ammonium chloride. The answer is 0.2 mole. Now I'm going to find the mole of calcium hydroxide. 14.8 divided by the mass of calcium hydroxide is equal to 74. 0.2, yes, its answer is also equal to 0.2 mole. So both reactants are having same moles. Now I will have to find the limiting reactant first. So it's 0.2 mole, it is also in 0.2 mole, and we need to find the limiting reactant. So what is the shortcut to find the limiting reactant? 0.2 divided by its mole of equation 2, 0.2 divided by mole of its equation 1. So its answer will be equal to 0.1 mole, and its answer will be equal to still 0.2 mole. The lowest answer is the answer of limiting reactant. So in this case, the limiting reactant is NH4Cl. So the whole calculation will be with respect to ammonium chloride NH4Cl. Let me raise it first. So what will be the mass or mole of CaCl2 will be formed? In this case, suppose 0.2 mole of NH4Cl is going to be used over here, then half mole of CaCl2 will be formed. According to this equation, 2 mole of NH4Cl is going to make 1 mole of CaCl2. So 0.2 mole of NH4Cl is going to make 0.1 mole of CaCl2. So I'm having the mole of CaCl2. Mole is equal to mass over mR. I'm having the mR of CaCl2, that is equal to 111. So 0.1 is equal to mass over 111 mR. So what will be the mass? Mass will be equal to mass of CaCl2, that should be over there. I mean, it is the maximum quantity of CaCl2 that can be formed is 0.1 into 111. That is 11.1. So 10 over 11.1 into 100, and D is the correct option. D is the correct option. Question number 11. The diagram shows simple electrolytic cell, this one, which arrows show the movement of electron. A, B, C, D, 4 option as usual. This is one, that is the movement of electron that is coming from the battery, and it is going towards the electrolytic solution. 2, that is the movement of, that may be the movement of electron from one electrode to the other. That is incorrect. During the course of electrolysis, there is no movement of electron through the solution. There is no movement of electron through the solution. The movement of electron is only possible through the wire. So yes, it is correct. It's a negative terminal. It is sending the electron towards this beaker. And from this beaker, this rod is going to remove or going to lose electron towards the positive terminal of the battery. So 1 is the correct movement, 3 is the correct movement of electron, but this 2 is not the correct movement of electron. Here is the movement of ions. So 1 and 3, C is the correct option. Question number 12. Which changes are observed during electrolysis of copper 2 sulfate using copper electrode? So let's suppose I'm having copper sulfate over here. That is a blue color solution because of copper 2 positive ion aqueous, and its color is blue. And here are SO4 2 negative ion as well, OH negative ions, and H positive ion from the water, OH negative ion also from the water side. If I'm going to add two electrode and both are made up of copper, one is anode and other one is cathode. It's anode and this is the cathode. So what will happen? During the course of electrolysis, number one, at cathode, there is the deposition of copper 2 positive ion. Copper 2 positive ion will go to the cathode and receive the electron, and there is the formation of copper solid, that is pinkish brown solid, Cu solid is formed. On anode, there will be no any product. It is going to dissolve into the water. Anode will dissolve. Here this anode is non-inert electrode or non-inert anode. So number one, a pink solid is deposited on negative terminal, negative electrode. Yes, it is correct. Bubble form on the positive electrode. No, there is no anything happening on the anode. Anode is just dissolving. Anode is just losing its mass, and so on. The color of the solution does not change. Yes, it is correct. The quantity of the copper that is going to shift towards this cathode, the same quantity is basically compensated by the loss of this anode. So the concentration of the copper ion that is shifting towards cathode is equal to the concentration of the copper ion that is being formed in the solution by the dissolution of, by dissolving this anode. So color remains blue. Chemistry of the electrolyte remains unchanged, so it's correct. 1 and 3, C is the correct option. Question number 13. Which rule describe hydrogen oxygen fuel cell? 4 options: chemical product, and here is the comparison of the fuel cell with petrol engine. Number 1, in fuel cell, the product is water and current basically, not hydrogen or oxygen, because these are the main electrodes or ingredient, or you can say the main fuel. So either C or D may be the correct option. In case of C, the other one, in the next column, hydrogen has lower energy content by mass than petrol. No, hydrogen is having high energy content by the mass, but yes, it is having low energy content by volume. But with respect to mass, it is having high energy content. So it's wrong. The last one will be the correct option. A renewable fuel may be used. Hydrogen is supposed to be the renewable source. Different sources of hydrogen, one of the different source of the hydrogen is said to be renewable source. So D is the correct option. Question number 14. Which statement about endothermic reactions are correct? Endothermic reaction energy is absorbed from the surrounding. Yes, it is correct. Basically, this is a vessel in which our reaction is, endothermic reaction is happening. For example, I'm having ice cubes over here and it is absorbing energy from the surrounding. It's correct. Energy released to the surrounding? No, it's the feature of exothermic. The temperature of the reaction mixture falls. Yes, it is true. For example, I'm having water as well. So water will fall, its temperature, the temperature of the water will be decreased. So 3 is correct. The temperature of the reaction mixture rises? No. 1 and 3 once again, and A is the correct option. Question number 15. Hydrogen and chlorine react to form hydrogen chloride. Bond energy data is given in the table. What is the enthalpy change, delta H, for this reaction? So first of all, I'm going to write its Lewis structure for each and every species in this equation. HH is H2 plus Cl2 means Cl bond Cl goes to 2N2 HCl and hydrogen bond chlorine. What is the bond energy of HH? That is 436, 436 plus the bond energy of ClCl 242, 242. So here is the sum of total bond energy of the reactant minus in formula of bond energy and delta H. I mean to find the delta H with respect to the bond energy data, the bond energy of the reactant minus the bond energy or total bond energy of the product. So 2N2, the bond energy of HCl is equal to 431. That is the overall bond energy on the side of product. So what is the answer? What is the delta H? And delta H is equal to minus 184 kilojoules per mole. So B is the correct option. Question number 16. Which statement is correct? Both physical changes and chemical changes produce new substance. No. Only chemical changes make new substance, not the physical change. So it's incorrect. B. Chemical changes are irreversible. Not all chemical changes are irreversible. For example, the contact process in which SO2 is going to convert into SO3. For example, Haber process in which NH3 is going to be synthesized. So they are all reversible. So it is incorrect. During a chemical change, atoms rearrange themselves to form a new chemical bond. Yes, it is true. There is the formation of new compound, new chemical bond, and that is the basic theme of chemical change. So yes, C is the correct option. However, let me check the D option as well. The only way to reverse physical change is the chemical reaction. No, physical changes are associated with the physical reactions. So C is the correct option. Question number 16, C is the correct option. Question number 17. Two reactions each produce a gaseous product. The reactions are performed separately using the same condition of temperature and pressure. The condition of temperature and pressure is same. The volume of the gas formed in each experiment is measured over the time and results are plotted in the graph shown. At which point the rate of production of the gas is greatest. A, B, C and D. Basically the speed from the volume time graph or concentration time graph is measured with respect to the steepness of the curve. So in all these two lines, the most steeper line is this one because it is more closer to the y-axis. So the line that is more closer to the y-axis is said to be the steepest line or steeper line, and it is also showing the highest speed of the reaction. So A is the correct option, as this line initially this line is more closer, even that is more closer than C. So basically this A line or this A segment, A portion is showing, or this curve is showing higher speed. So A is the correct option. Question number 18, the reaction between calcium oxide and carbon dioxide is reversible and forward reaction is exothermic. So the forward reaction is exothermic. It means that the reverse reaction is endothermic. Now, a mixture of calcium oxide and carbon dioxide is placed in a heated flask and the reaction reaches equilibrium. The statement about this equilibrium is correct. Less calcium carbonate is produced if the pressure in the flask is increases. No, there is a gas on the left hand side. When we are going to increase the pressure, so equilibrium will be shifted towards the right hand side and there will be more amount of calcium carbonate. So one is incorrect. More calcium carbonate is produced when temperature is increased. When the temperature is increased, basically, increase in temperature favored the endothermic side. increase in temperature favors the endothermic side. So on increasing the temperature, equilibrium will be shifted towards the left hand side and its quantity will be decreased, not increased. So again, it's incorrect. C, the flask must be sealed if the equilibrium is to be reached. Yes, this is the basic primary condition for the equilibrium to be achieved. In a sealed container, some reactions can be reversible. I mean, for all reversible reaction, it is necessary to uh, carry out them in a sealed container. I mean, then there will be the stage of dynamic equilibrium. So C is the correct option. Question number, let me discuss the remaining part, why it's wrong. When equilibrium is reached, the reaction is stopped. No. Equilibrium is basically, it is said to be dynamic equilibrium. Dynamic mean it remain in always in a continuous motion. This equilibrium always remain in continuous motion. Reaction does not stop. So it's wrong. Question number 19. The Haber process, hydrogen and nitrogen react to form ammonia in the presence of catalyst. Which reactant is obtained by the fraction distillation, and what is the catalyst used in Haber process? So Haber process is basically using iron as a catalyst. So there is a fixed catalyst. There is only one main catalyst, that is iron. In this, especially in this choices or in this column. So iron maybe also B or D may be the correct option, and obtained by the fraction distillation. Nitrogen is obtained from the air by fraction distillation, so D is the correct option. Hydrogen is usually made by cracking, not from the distillation of air. Question number 20. Chlorine reacts with aqueous sodium bromide to form aqueous sodium chloride and bromine. Which statement about this reaction is correct? And four options over here. I'm going to write the equation. Cl2 plus NaBr goes to make NaCl plus Br2. For the sake of balancing, I'm putting 2 over here and 2 over here. Now, what are the oxidation states of this equation? As we are having the word oxidize, loss of electron, gain electron, oxidize, oxidation. So basically this question is about redox reaction. Cl2, 0 oxidation state. In NaBr, it's -1, it's +1, I mean sodium +1, Br -1. Here, sodium +1, Cl is showing -1 oxidation state, and Br2 is equal to 0 oxidation state. Cl is changing itself into 0 to -1, so it is going to decrease. I mean, here is reduction of Cl2, and Cl2 is going to behave like as an oxidizing agent, and it is losing the electron. Here, sodium, no change, and Br -1 to Br, so oxidation is going to increase from -1 to 0. So this is called oxidation of Br negative ion, and this Br negative ion or sodium bromide, both you can say they are acting as a reducing agent, and this species is going to basically lose electron. I'm sorry, here it is the gain of electron in this case, and here is the loss of electron. Now come toward the option. Bromide ions are oxidized. Yes, bromide ion are oxidized. Here is the oxidation. Because they lose electron? Yes, because they lose electron. So one option A is the correct option. So by writing this map or checking the oxidation state of each and every element before and after the chemical reaction, you can find the answer very easily. Question number 21. 1 mole of compound X gives 2 mole of ions in aqueous solution. X react with ammonium carbonate to give an acidic gas. What is compound X? A, B, C, and D. A is the calcium hydroxide, B is ethanoic acid, nitric acid, and D is sodium hydroxide. Basically, as there is the formation of acidic gas, so calcium hydroxide cannot be the correct option, and sodium hydroxide cannot be the correct option. Basically, when any compound that is having ammonium ion, it is allowed to react with any base, then basic gas is formed like NH3. So he is asking that is there a formation of acidic gas. So calcium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide will never give the acidic gas. Once again, any base or alkali when that is heated with ammonium compound, there is the formation of ammonia gas, and ammonia gas is a basic gas. So there are two options left behind. Both are acidic, component are acidic substances. Acidic substance, when they react with the carbonate ion, or carbonate, any solid carbonate, then they will give CO2 gas. They will make CO2 gas, that is an acidic gas. So acidic component can make acidic gas in this reaction. Now the next thing is, which one, B or C, which one is the correct option? 1 mole of compound X gives 2 mole of ions. You know, this ethanoic acid is a weak acid basically, and here we will put the sign of a reversible reaction that is going to make H positive ion and CH3 C double bond O negative ion. So we are not sure about that 1 mole of this one is going to give 1 mole of ions and 2 mole of ions. So as this reaction is reversible, it's a weak acid, so it cannot, its 1 mole cannot give exactly the 2 mole of ion. So this cannot be the correct option, and the remaining option is HNO3. It is a stronger acid. It is showing irreversible reaction, and yes, it will give 2 mole of ions. One is H positive ion and other one is NO3, 1 negative ion. So C is the correct option. This nitric acid will react with the carbonate, this ammonium carbonate, and it will give the CO2, H2O, and ammonium nitrate is formed. Question number 22, which statement about the weak acid is correct? Some molecules are not dissociated. Yes, it's true. However, let me check the other option as well. Weak acids do not react with the carbonate. No, they react with the carbonate. Weak acid always form a more dilute solution than the stronger acid. No, there is no relationship between the dilute solution and the weak acids. Weak acid always have the lower pH. No, they are having higher pH. So in this case, exactly, it is confirmed that A is the correct option. Question number 23, which compound is least soluble in water? So this question is about the solubility of the compound A, B, C, D. A option, calcium chloride, it's soluble. Lead nitrate, all nitrates are soluble. Magnesium carbonate is insoluble. Except group 1 and ammonium carbonate, no carbonate is water soluble. So it is insoluble. Potassium sulfate, group 1 sulfate is soluble. So C is the correct option, that is least soluble in water. 23, C is the correct option. Question number 24, which statement about the water of crystallization is correct? A, B, C, D. A, ratio of CoCl2 versus H2O in hydrated cobalt 2 chloride is 6:1. Ratio of copper sulfate to the ratio of water in hydrated copper sulfate is 1:5. When a saturated solution is heated, the water evaporates, is called water of crystallization. When white copper sulfate is heated, blue crystals are formed. Number 1, we are not sure about it, that the cobalt chloride ratio with the water is 6:1. We don't know at the moment. I'm going to cross it. The next thing is the ratio of copper sulfate and H2O. That is 1:5. Yes, it is true. Basically, you will have to remember, you will have to memorize that the 1 mole of copper sulfate is having 5 mole of water as a water of crystallization. However, let me check the other options. When saturated solution is heated, the water that evaporates is called water of crystallization. No. Here there is evaporation of water, that is as a solvent, yes, as well as that is the water of crystallization. So all type of water is going to eliminate whenever we are going to heat it. The D1, when white copper sulfate is heated, blue crystals are formed. No. When the white copper is sulfate is heated, there is no formation of any blue crystals. Blue crystals are formed when you are going to add water into the copper sulfate, not on the heating. So it is incorrect. I mean, once again, it is confirmed that B is the correct option. Question number 25. The diagram shows a section of periodic table. Which element is a metal that has exactly 3 outer shell electron? So 3 outer shell electron mean its group number should be equal to 3. So 1, 2, here are the transition elements, and 3. So this one. B is the correct option, that is a member of group 3 element, and it is having 3 outer shell electrons. Question number 26. The table compares two properties of the lithium and potassium. Which row is correct? Lithium and potassium. A, B, C, D. This is the column of density, how the density is changing, and this is the column of tendency to make positive ion. Which one is having more tendency to make the positive ion? So basically, from the product table, we can see that where is the potassium and lithium. Here is the lithium and here is the potassium. As we move down the group, the possibility or the ease of formation of positive charge increases. So potassium will make positive ion rapidly, more easily, and so on. Number one, as we move down the group, basically the formation of positive ion is going to be easy or easier. The next thing is, I mean, tendency of the positive ion is good for the potassium making. The greater the density will also be that is going to increase down the group. So it will be for the potassium. As the potassium is lower in the group, in group 1 element, and let's see over here, it is lower in the group, lithium is at the top. So as we trickle down the group in metals, density increases and ability to make positive ion or to gain positive ion also increases. So D is the correct option. D is the correct option. Question number 26, D is the correct option. Question number 27. Which properties are correct for the element copper? Which properties are the correct for element copper? Melting point, malleability. Copper is a metal, strong metal. I mean, typical metal you can say, so its melting point is higher. So either C or D may be the correct option. Malleability, ability to change it into the sheets. I mean, can it be easily malleable? Yes, it is true. Its malleability is high. Its ductility is high. I mean, it can be changed into wires, it can be changed into sheet, it can be hammered into the coils or into the pipe in round shape and so on. So D is the correct option. Question number 28. Which statement is correct? Copper is unreactive because of an oxide layer. Copper is not unreactive because of its oxide layer. Copper is less reactive basically because of its low reactivity or its position in the reactivity series. Gold and silver are used to make jewelry because they corrode very slowly. Yes, it is true. They are not going to corrode themselves because they are also least reactive metals, so they can be used as a jewelry. However, let me check the other one option. Magnesium can be displayed from the aqueous solution of its sign by adding aluminium. No, aluminium is less reactive than magnesium, so it cannot do this job. The next thing is zinc gains electron more readily than magnesium gains. No, zinc is less reactive. It cannot readily gain the electron as compared to the magnesium. So it is confirmed that B is the correct option. Question number 29. Which reaction takes place in the blast furnace? This one, I mean A, B, C, D. And you know which type of reaction can occur in the blast furnace. There must be hematite. There is no hematite. And iron is not going to react with water in the blast furnace. Silicon oxide react with CaO, yes. Basically, when we add calcium carbonate and that is going to decompose itself into calcium oxide and CO2 gas. This calcium oxide is reacting with SiO2 to make calcium silicate. Yes. So yes, this is happening inside the blast furnace. So C is the correct option. Question number 30. The presence of water can be confirmed by the use of either anhydrous cobalt 2 chloride or anhydrous copper 2 sulfate. Which observation is correct if water is present? Anhydrous cobalt chloride turns blue to white. No, it's incorrect. Anhydrous cobalt chloride turns from pink to blue. No, it's incorrect. Copper 2 sulfate turns from blue to pink. No, incorrect. Copper sulfate turns from white to blue. Yes, it's correct. So whenever if the water sample is present over here, then anhydrous copper sulfate will change itself into bluish solution or blue complex color, and that is a test for the presence of water. D is the correct option. However, cobalt chloride is used and it turns blue to pink. COCl2 turns from blue to pink. Question number 31. Ammonium phosphate NH43PO4 may be used as a fertilizer. What is the percentage by mass of elements that improve the plant growth in ammonium phosphate? Here are two basic elements. Those are used for the growth of the plants. One is nitrogen and other one is phosphorus. So how many nitrogens are there? 3 nitrogens are there. How many phosphorus? 1 phosphorus is over here, and divided by the total mass of this compound, I mean MR of this compound. So what is the MR of this compound? That is NH4, that is equal to 18. 3 multiplied by 18 plus phosphorus 31 plus 4 into 16, that is for oxygen. 1 nitrogen is equal to 14, 1 phosphorus is equal to 31. So what is overall answer for the percentage? I'm going to multiply this whole answer by 100 for the sake of percentage. So the overall answer will be equal to 49, and D is the correct option. D is the correct option. Question number 32. Which statement is correct? An unsaturated hydrocarbon is one in which more solute can be dissolved. No. Unsaturated hydrocarbons are having the different definition. These are the hydrocarbon, those are having at least one carbon-carbon double bond or one carbon-carbon triple bond. That is not the definition for the unsaturated hydrocarbon. B. Members of the homologous series each differ by the next CH2 unit. Yes, it's true. In any homologous series, each member is differ by CH2 unit to its adjacent member. So B is the correct option. However, let me check the C and D. structural isomers have the same displayed formula but different structure formula. No, they both are same displayed and structure are one and the same thing, so it's incorrect. The general formula of the carboxylic acid homologous series is CnH2n COOH. No, here is H2n plus 1 for the exact formula of the carboxylic acid homologous series. So it is confirmed that B is the correct option. Question number 33. What is the name of ester? This one C3H7, C double bond O, C2H5. And here is alcoholic group, that is ethyl. And here are 4 carbon atoms, so it is butanoate. Ethyl butanoate is the name of this compound. I'm going to cut this molecule from here where the both oxygen are on one side and on other side there are no oxygen atom, and this is called an alkyl group. 2 carbon alkyl is called ethyl, and there are 4 carbon atoms, so its name will be butane, and because of ester is going to be butanoate. So ethyl butanoate is the name of this compound, and B is the correct option. Question number 34. Petroleum is separated into useful products by fractional distillation. Which of these fraction has the lowest boiling point? The lowest boiling point fraction remain at the top of the column, and in the column, in the sequence of the fractionating column, basically which one is at the top, and that is petrol among these. Bitumen is at the bottom. Fuel oil is also after the gasoline, even after the kerosene oil there is the fuel oil, and bitumen is also over here. So at the top in all these 4 options, at the top of the column there will be petrol, then kerosene oil, then fuel oil, then bitumen. So it is necessary to keep this order of fractions in your mind, and C is the correct option. Question number 35. Which equation represents the substitution reaction? And this alkane is going to react with Cl2 halogen to make this compound. Here is the OH group, alcohol is going to oxidize to make CO2 and H2O. In C option, C2H4 is going to react with Br2 to make a single compound, and in this case this is the glucose, and it is going to change into CO2 and H2O. The first one called substitution reaction, in which we are using UV light and sunlight. So here is the substitution. One hydrogen is substituted by the Cl, and here is the indication of substitution. HCl is being formed. So this reaction is called substitution reaction, or photochemical reaction, or free radical substitution. So A is the correct option. However, let me check the other one why they are incorrect. This is called oxidation of alcohol. This one, the C1, is called addition of Br2, or addition of bromine into ethene, and this one is called fermentation. It's not substitution. So confirm that A is the correct option. Question number 36. Which row shows the minimum number of mole of oxygen needed for the complete combustion of 1 mole of named alcohol? And that will be the correct option, A, B, C, D, and so on. Now I'm going to write the formula of these alcohol. There are basically 2 types of alcohol. One is butanol. It is but1ol, but2ol. The difference is only for the position, but the chemical formula will be same for A and B. Same is the case, the chemical formula or the molecular formula will be same for C and D, just the position of OH group is different. So what is the formula of 4 carbon alcohol? That is C, generally CnH2n plus 2O. That is the general formula of alcohol. So C4, and if I'm going to put 4 over here, then 10O plus O2 goes to. So 4 mole of CO2 will be formed because 4 mole of carbon is over here. And how many hydrogens are there? 5, 10. So 5, half of the hydrogen will be the water or the mole of water. So 4 mole of CO2, 5 mole of H2O. After balancing the equation, you can see that 4 6 are 4 2s are 8 plus 5, that is equal to 13. Here is one oxygen, the remaining is equal to 12. So 6 O2, 6 mole of oxygen is required over here for the complete combustion. So as far as my answer, my calculation is concerned, 6 mole of oxygen is required, and A is the correct option. A is the correct option. So you can check the other option as well. This one, propane, that is if I'm going to put 3 over here, so C3 and H8O, whenever you are going to react it with oxygen, 3 mole of CO2 will form and 4 mole of water will be formed, half of mole of hydrogen, and 3 2s are 6 plus 4, total 10 oxygens on the right hand side, and on the left hand side there's one oxygen, so remaining 9. So 9 by 2, 4.5 oxygen is required. There is no any option. So it is confirmed that A is the correct option. Question number 37. The diagram shows the partial structure of a polymer. This one. Which pair of reagent is used to form this polymer? So the best way, the easiest way is to break its major linkages. I mean imide linkages or ester linkages. This is an imide basically. So I'm going to break imide bond or imide linkages. This is the imide bond. I'm going to break it. This is the CN bond, OCN bond. This one is the imide linkages, imide linkage. OCN bond, this is the imide linkage. So you can see that here one group is going to be visible over here. The second reagent is going to be visible over here. So we will add OH group to the C double bond O, C double bond O, and we will give H to the nitrogen atoms. So this gray box is in between two nitrogen atom in the reactant molecule, and the black box is between two carboxylic carbons. And this one is the one reagent, this is the second reagent. Now where are the exact correct options? And here they are. Here they are. The D is the correct option in this case. Question number 38. A student measures the rate at which fixed mass of magnesium reacts with the fixed volume of dilute hydrochloric acid, and here is apparatus. Which additional pieces of apparatus are required for this experiment? A, B, C, D, 4 options. Let's see over here. Number 1, a balance measuring cylinder, stopwatch only, a balance measuring cylinder, thermometer only, a balanced stopwatch and thermometer only, a measuring cylinder, a stopwatch and thermometer only. Basically, as you have seen that we are having the fixed volume of dilute hydrochloric acid, so we need to measure the volume of fixed volume of HCl, and this magnesium is in solid state. The mass of magnesium we need balanced, and to find out the volume, to measure the volume of a liquid, we need a measuring cylinder, and for the rate we are needed stopwatch. So basically balance, measuring cylinder and stopwatch, these three are the main ingredients, and A is the correct option. We don't need thermometer, don't need thermometer. So again it's confirmed that A is the correct option. Question number 39. Two titration of the dilute hydrochloric acid with aqueous sodium hydroxide are done using two different indicators, methyl orange and thymolphthalein. The equation for the reaction is shown over here. 1 mole of HCl is going to react with 1 mole of NaOH to give 1 mole of NaCl and 1 mole of H2O. Using a volumetric paper, 25 centimeter cube of HCl, hydrochloric acid is added to the conical flask with a few drop of indicator. Aqueous sodium hydroxide is added from the burette to the dilute hydrochloric acid until end point is reached. And this is the general representation of this titration. The end point of the titration with the each indicator occurs when 23.6 centimeter cube of aqueous sodium hydroxide is added. So that is a volume till end point from the burette. Which statement about this experiments are correct? Number 1, methyl orange changes the color from red to yellow. Yes, it is true. Basically, methyl orange is having three color: red, orange, and yellow. In acid, its color is red, and in finally, that is here we are going to add from the butyrate, that is NaOH, sodium hydroxide, that is an alkali. So its color will be finally yellow, and I mean alkali. It will be yellow in alkali. So the first one is the correct option. Thymolphthalein changes color from blue to colorless. No, it's correct. Incorrect. It will change from colorless to blue. Third one is the dilute hydrochloric acid is less concentrated than aqueous sodium hydroxide. Let me see the volume. Let us compare the volume of these two things. The volume of HCl is 20 centimeter cube. The volume of NaOH used is 23.6 centimeter cube, and there is the ratio of 1:1. So if they are, let's suppose, if they are having the same concentration, then the same volume should be used. If they both are having same concentration of OH negative ion and H positive ion, then their volume must be used in the same quantity. But the quantity is not same. So yes, it is true. The dilute hydrochloric acid is less concentrated or is dilute than the aqueous sodium hydroxide, because less sodium hydroxide is being used in this titration, so it means it is more concentrated. Sodium hydroxide is more concentrated than the HCl. Yes, it is correct. 1 and 3 and C is the correct option. Come towards the question number 40. That is the last question. What is used to separate the solid mixture of copper powder, sodium chloride to obtain pure solid sample of each compound? So I'm having basically copper solid and solid, that is NaCl solid, and here is the copper solid. So I will add water into it and I will dissolve it. I will try to dissolve the NaCl into the water, and then I will filter it out. I will separate the copper and I will evaporate, or I will make the crystallization of NaCl. So suitable solvent needed, yes, it is true. And there is no distillation required because there is no any sort of liquid present. We will do the filtration, yes, it is true. Then we will do crystallization for NaCl. Filtration to obtain copper, to take it outside the mixture, and crystallization is done to make NaCl crystal. So 134 C is the correct option. That's all about this paper. Please subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon, and share it with your friends. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.